Hello there you guys and welcome. It is me, Gimpy, from the Dream Assembly and from the EDN Everyday Network, if you didn't know that already. But hello, and basically I'm in Minecraft today to show off a texture pack as well as show off my world that I've created within somebody else's world. So if I just go onto the escape options and go resource pack, the resource pack I'm currently using is the Werian 0.6.2. It's by a guy called Phil My Poo. Bit weird, I know. But yeah, so this texture pack is like an old medieval style texture pack. It's a very cool texture pack. It's what we're using currently on the GeoCraft server. If you don't know where to find the GeoCraft server, just go onto your Facebook, type in GeoCraft, and it should come up with like a red and a black sort of, you know, letters. The letters are black and the background is red, and it should have like a GC there. The IP is there. Message the page and basically give us your Minecraft name and we'll put you on the whitelist. You can look at becoming a builder on here if you want to, but most of the time we tend to put people into survival to sort of enjoy the other parts of the build. But at the moment we're on strictly sort of friends and people we know very closely because it's still in beta and we haven't put the mods in yet. So this will be an RPG server once it's done. But I am basically here to show you that texture pack by Werian, as well as a place that I've been working on called StenForge. Now if you saw it at the start of the video, if you didn't skip for like 20 seconds, I don't know why you'd do that, but if you basically saw that little startup video, if I go into it, this is StenForge. Now StenForge is a little ways away from the town of Envy, which is the start area. But basically if you follow a path, I'm not going to tell you which path because it's all about exploration, you'll come to these lovely gates that I've kindly built, and you'll be welcomed into StenForge. StenForge is in the world of GeoCraft. It contains the biggest blacksmith in the land, and they happen to have some of the best armour, weaponry, artillery, all that sort of good stuff. They tend to have all that sort of stuff. If you think I'm being a bit of a storyteller at the moment, that's because we're trying to think of some stories to go with these, so there's a bit of a background to everything. This is basically StenForge so far. You've got these two little huts, these underground huts. Somebody left the door open too, whoops. But you've got these little huts which are like townhouses sort of thing, so you can live under here if you wish. It's just like a starting off sort of thing. You've got a lovely fountain there. You've got the town centre in the background just there. But if you keep walking up, you've got another house there. But if you continue to walk up, you've got more houses in that direction. You've got some other stuff over there that I'll show you in a second. But if you come over here, you have the blacksmith. Now, not the blacksmith's best friend. Either way. But this is the armory / barrack / everything else. This is basically where the soldiers come to train and fight. So you've got your training dummies there, which are made out of hay, and your pumpkins, which have lovely happy faces thanks to the Werian texture pack. If you come up here though, you will come into the war room, which has, you know, just your bits and bobs up there. Now with this texture pack also I'm using Minecraft MC Patcher. I'll put a link in the description as well. Basically it gives you this connected textures thing as well, which looks really cool as well. You've got your torches and your chandeliers. This is basically where you'd come to sign up. You'd be like, I'd like to sign up, thank you very much. But then once you've sort of passed that stage, you've got your armour and all your bits and bobs ready, and your outfit. You've got this room up here, which is your little barracks. It only contains like 5 beds, but it comes with a nifty light switch. So at night, you basically, you can turn the lights off, and at night something else cool happens in the town of StenForge. So you've got this sort of big area here, which I'm going to plan on making it into a training area as well. Maybe like archery targets or something on the wall, because then you don't end up shooting anyone. You just shoot over the wall. If I go back out to the entrance, you've got a couple of houses just next to the barracks / armory / everything else, and you've got a few farms attached. These houses are fully kitted out, by the way, and they have beds upstairs and everything. And then you've got a nice little sort of seating area as well with the lights. Those are lights, they're just not on at the moment. But you got smaller, they get smaller, some of them bigger, some of like they're random sizes basically. You've got a garden in the background there as well. Then if you come around, walking past the carrot farm, you will come to all these different shops. Now these have been named very strangely, thanks to myself. Ye olde Lasanza, ye olde Papa John's. Now you've got all these different shops here, which is like, you know, the main centre point, and then the town centre has like a balcony that overlooks this, because you'd probably, you know, you'd come here and sit here and be like listening to what the mayor has to say and everything. And then you've got a nice little garden up here, a little natural sort of area to sit in, a few ponds, a few lily pads. If you wander on around though, you will come to a very big building, a very, very big building, which I'll come to last, because something connects to that which is really cool. So if I just fly around here, coming back to the entrance now, but going up the opposite way. So when you come out the actual gate, you go to your right. You've got ye olde map crafters. Basically, you need a map. You want to know where you're going. Go to these guys. Go shopping. Then you've got the StenForge Naval Registry. If you go in here, you've also you basically can sign up for the Navy, which is something that's ongoing at the moment, and then you can come up here and pick up all your armour and gear and stuff to join the army, the Navy even. So you come round here once you've done that, and then you've also got this staircase going right up into the town centre. Now this is where they'd come to basically make decisions. You have two sides of like you know, like a jury sort of thing that would basically, like, you know, shout and scream if they wanted this to happen or not. It's basically like Parliament. Everyone acts like a child. So you come up these stairs. I'm just flying up, and you end up the very like up the near enough the top, and you've got this like bell which you can ring to call people to the building and basically say, you know, come here. You can go up to the top of the towers as well, the two towers. The third tower, as I said, is got a bell at the top, so you can't really go up there or else you'll get knocked out by the bell. But if you come out of here, you'll come to the main attraction, as I'm calling it. This is all the smithy, the smeltery, the blacksmith, whatever you want to call it. You've got your coal stores in the side, coal blocks of course, because, you know, you don't use nothing better than coal. And you've got your anvil, outside anvil for when it gets hot inside, and inside anvil for when it gets cold outside. You've got your quenching area, then you've got your sort of, you know, your smelting area. Then if you come round, you've got the main sort of forge. This is where everything gets crafted, anything that's good in this town gets crafted. You know, the king's arm, all that sort of stuff. Now I will have to say one thing: Werin's texture pack isn't completely finished yet. It's still, I think it's like 50 or 60% done, so some things aren't textured, like the carpets and whatnot. But if you come up here, I'll show you what I mean. Like with the beds, they're not done yet because he hasn't finished them yet. We're hopefully looking at getting our own custom texture pack, which is not on the same realms of this, but, you know, it's going to be medieval as such, with a lot of detailing and things. But this is where the blacksmith sleeps, so he sleeps up there overwatching the forge and whatnot. If I come outside and then come out here, you've got your iron stores, because the only good stuff is made out of iron. I know you're probably going to say diamonds are better, but when it comes to weapons in this world, iron tends to be quite, you know, the better stuff, because diamonds, we're treating them like they're hard to find. You know, if you go into a survival and you go and search them yourself, fair point, but we're putting it as they're quite, you know, rare, so they'll be quite highly priced in the markets and everything. So this is the apprentice quarters now. So I thought, what's a blacksmith without an apprentice? So you've got your living quarters, bunk bed for 2 people to sleep in, and a kitchen sort of kitchenette sort of place in there. And then back here you've got just some simple storage where a lot of the weapons get kept, as well as there's a secret store of weapons which I'm not going to tell you about, but that's a thing. So if you come through this big building now with another big chimney in, this is the sort of artillery quarters where they would craft the artillery, and we got this cool cannon design. If I can click the button, there you go. So that will activate that and fire it. But how do you get them out? That's the question. You go down here, which is like a track that they can roll on. They roll on all the way down here, you know, you probably push them or get a horse to pull them or something. And then what you would do is you'd come out here. This will be an exit only, so if you want to go back, you have to swim around and go back through the entrance. But this is an exit only area, and basically this is a double door with a smaller door attached. So these would open and allow them to be loaded directly onto the boat, in which we're at now, because we're in the dock. So this dock is designed to be as well kept and quiet as possible. You guys are going to know where it is now, but it's basically got some storage down there, maybe a few secrets. Hint hint. And if you come around here, you can actually go up to the second loading area, which this here loads onto the top deck of the transport ships that StenForge will have in its navy. And these are basically can be pushed out, loaded, pushed out, and put onto the boat directly. So that's another thing. We got these pallets of things up here as well. And then if you come up to the top here, you've got a few offices. This isn't finished yet, and this is basically where we ended with building at the moment. And then if you go up the stairs, there's going to be something else up there, but I'm unsure what yet. So basically, this is StenForge in all its glory, in the lovely texture pack of Werian, trapped in this forest of awesomeness, as I'm calling it. And I'll show you the cool thing about StenForge now. So if I go /time set 1800 or 1800, and go enter, if I actually type it in correctly and put another 0, when it goes dark, it all gets light. So when the day-night cycle is introduced again to this world, StenForge will light itself up in the night time. I did that because I love the idea of doing something like that. Most of the buildings tend to light themselves up. You've got the balcony under there that lights itself up where the solar panels are. The 3 towers light up as well. All the outposts light up as well. There's a hole in my floor. Whoever's black magic was this, I don't know. There we go. So all the other lights light up as well. The bus stop is constant. I call this a bus stop, but basically it's like a little seating area that's constantly lit up. But all the lights you see with the panels on all light up at night, as you can see. So that's a cool thing about StenForge. So when you guys download this map, because it is available to download from Planet Minecraft, which I will also link in the description on both of these videos, this will go out twice, you guys can basically check out StenForge when it goes nighttime, which will be really cool, because I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm really enjoying building this, and again the texture pack does it marvellous wonders. So if you guys have enjoyed this texture pack, enjoyed the world, I'll leave links to everything in the description, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Peace!